Alright guys, Eddie of Fliptronics, and I'm going to be going over if Coinbase allows you to borrow money. Now, if you didn't know, Coinbase actually does allow you to borrow money, but it's kind of complicated, so I'm going to break down how it works and if it's actually worth doing. Now, I've got my account pulled up here, it's sitting at 120, and it's been a crazy year. I started the year off only with about 10,000 in my account, so things are still going well. I was up to 280 at one point. I took a little profit out, thank God, because I dropped back down. And it is what it is, right? Now, I currently don't hold any Bitcoin on here. The only coin that they allow you to borrow money against is Bitcoin. So that's one of the most unfortunate things about this. And there's a couple other things I'm going to go over as well. Now, if you are interested still after I'm done talking about borrowing money on Coinbase, I'll throw some resource links in both the description and comments for this. And of course, if you guys could also smash the like button on this video, I would definitely appreciate that as well. So like I said, it is a little bit complicated because there are a couple things you got to understand. The first is that the interest rate is 8%, which is actually kind of high. You might not think it is at first, but that is kind of high. There are actually some better alternatives out there, and I'm actually going to go over those as well. You're also going to be able to only borrow money in certain states. Now, fortunately for me, I'm actually in one of the states that allows this. And you can borrow up to 30% against your Bitcoin. So they put the example, if you've got we'll just say 100,000, you can borrow up to 100,000, but you can borrow 30,000 against that. And the other thing you got to understand is you have to actually pay this amount back after 1 year. So you have 1 year to pay this back. It's not like a ongoing thing. And then you can see you need to have at least 6,700 in Bitcoin to borrow cash against it. So it's complicated, right? It's not so simple. It's not so easy to understand, I guess. And the fact that you have to actually pay this back at 1 year is a huge downside, right? I don't understand why they're doing that, but it is what it is. Now, I want to go over the better alternative, and it's definitely BlockFi. BlockFi is basically known for two things, paying interest on cryptocurrencies, and they allow you to borrow money as well. So those are the two things you can do here. I'm just pulling up my account to show you that I've made a little bit of interest, nothing like significant. I mean, I've only got $1,200 in my account. It's not like I'm sitting on a ton of money here, but they allow you to take out loans against your money, similar to how Coinbase works, but it's a lot better for a couple of different reasons. The first reason, and this is a huge one, it's only 4.5% as opposed to paying that 8% they charge on Coinbase. You can also do other coins. So it's not just Bitcoin you can borrow against. You can borrow against Ethereum on here, as well as like Chainlink and Litecoin. So you have some different options. And they give you an idea of the amount you want to borrow. You'll have to see how much you're going to need to be holding of each coin. So, switching it over from like Bitcoin to Ethereum is an example. You'd need for 10,000, about 8 coins you need to be holding to borrow that amount. So this is a little bit easier to understand, honestly, and there's no payback date for this. You could take as much time as you want to pay this back, right? I do also have to mention, if you do borrow on BlockFi or Coinbase, they don't run it against your credit. I forgot to mention that, so you don't get a credit check when you do this, which is pretty nice. And you could even borrow money on BlockFi just to buy coins and try to make some interest off them. And these are the different interest rates, which is just kind of like one of the things they do here. If you own a certain amount of, Bitcoin or Ethereum, they kind of cut you off at the percentage. But it is kind of a cool way to, make some passive income, and I've just kind of been exploring it. I haven't taken out a loan yet on BlockFi, but I am going to do it probably once I get around like 10K in my account. Just haven't moved any money around. But anyways, guys, yes, you can borrow money on Coinbase. It's just, there's just so many rules for it. Like I said, you can only do this in certain states. You have to actually pay the money back after 1 year, so it's not like an ongoing thing. You can borrow up to 100,000. But the 8% is also really high. I think BlockFi is a much better alternative, but you could always do both as well and, test them out. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could smash a like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching it, and we'll see you in the next one.